Hello, I'm Fuji. I received customer information such as customer name, phone number, and email address from Google Forms. I would like to convert that information into custom fields for WordPress users. I received a request to explain how to convert that information from Google Forms into custom fields for WordPress users. Thank you very much for request. I will explain how to do this. I prepared a sample form to obtain user information such as Google Forms. I will press the preview button. I created an item that users can enter freely like this. I would like to introduce it this time. First of all, I think it is difficult to connect Google Forms and WordPress with active pieces. I will actually make it. I will make it with full scratch. I will select Google Forms with select trigger and connect it with WordPress. At first glance, it looks like it can be done. If there is a new answer in Google Forms, I would like to add that content as a WordPress user. Among the actions that can be automated in WordPress, there are only new posts and new fixed pages. It is difficult for active pieces to automate the task of adding new users. What should I do? The content of the sample form I made earlier can be linked to the Google Sheet. I will actually link it. I will select the existing Google Sheet. I will link it with the answer in this. Then I was able to export the answer of Google Forms to the Google Sheet. What this means is that if there is a new answer in Google Forms, the answer will be automatically added to the Google Sheet. I will actually do it. For example, I entered the sample data like this. I will actually send it. Then, the content of this transmission was automatically added. It was added under the name of Yusuke Tanaka. By linking Google Forms with the Google Sheet like this, you can automatically export new data to the Google Sheet. This function is actually very convenient. In fact, this cannot be automated with active pieces, but it can be automated with TaskMagic. This is the data newly added to the sheet. Based on this data, you can add this user information as a new user in WordPress. I will actually do it. First, I will actually make it. I will activate TaskMagic and actually make an automation. In the place called Guide Recording, first of all, add a new user. I will try to open this page. Copy the URL and actually insert it. When you press the button, the login page will be displayed. I will expand the process of logging in here. Click the plus button to select the input item for the username. Then click the plus button to select the record type. I will enter the username here. Then click the plus button to select the record, click, and password input area. Then click the plus button to select the record type. Now I will enter the password. Then I will press the button. Finally, click the record button to select the login button. Now the login will be automated. The page to add users will be displayed here. Click the plus button, click the record button, and select the button to add a new user. Then click the button. Then you can add a new user. I will add the data of Google Sheet here. First of all, I don't have a link with Google Sheet now. I will enter the sample data, click the plus button, click the record button, and select the user type area. You may think it is quite straightforward, but it is a difficult and solid automation. Then I will enter the username. You can change the name later, so I will change it now. Click the record button, and select the mail. I just realized that it may be easier without a guide. You don't have to give instructions to click without a guide. You can do everything intuitively. If you want to record this automatically, it may be better to have a record without a guide, not a guide with a record. I think it's a little annoying to do it now. Click the record button, and select the user type area. It's a little annoying to do it without a guide. This is a sample data, so I will change it later, so don't worry. Finally, click the record button, and select the user type area. Click the record button, and select the user type area. I will also enter the sample phone number. Finally, click the record button, and select the new user. This is the end. I made it so far. Click the complete button. I was able to create a general automatic flow. Next, I will link with Google Sheet. This time, I have entered the sample data, but I want to use the data of Google Sheet, so I will link with Google Sheet. First, click the Setup trigger. Select the loop. You can add Google Sheet data, so select Setup. Enter the URL of Google Sheet. At that time, specify whether to share the email address of TaskMagic's automations at taskmagic.com, or whether to give the authority of the editor as a whole. Copy the link after this setting. Enter the URL of Google Sheet. Select the worksheet. Select Home to. Then, the header information will be automatically read. It was read. Click the button. It says which line to start automating. The first line is the header, so start from the second line. It is 2. How many times do you want to loop? There are 6 data now, so I want to add 6 data, so I will enter 6. Please change this according to the number of data. If there are 100 or 200 data, you can write 100 or 200. Click the Continue button. Skip here. I will set up further here. First, replace the sample data you have now with the data of Google Sheet. First, add a username. Enter step 9. This is a work to click the username. I want to use the data of Google Sheet, so I will set the username here. This username means that the data of the username is under the header of the Google Sheet. Save. I will write other items. Next, I will enter the email address. I will delete the email address of step 11 and the sample data. I want to use the email address of the Google Sheet, so I will choose the Add Email Address and save it. In this process, I will write the name. The name below is also Google Sheets ad name. I will delete the sample data and set it here. In this process, I will also use the phone number in the Google Sheet. This is all. Next, click here. There is a green bar where you can set where you want to loop the work. Actually, to loop the work, I will start the loop from step 7. You don't need to loop the work of logging in, so I'm going to assign step 7 to it. By doing this, I can set the process from step 7 to step 18 to repeat 6 times in total. The reason why I repeat the process 6 times is because there are 6 data in total. So I need to repeat the process 6 times. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So I'm going to run this, but there is a little warning. I think you can see the warning when you actually run this. I'm going to run this. When you press play steps, the window will pop up. In this process, you will fail the first time. I'll show you the cause of the failure, so please take a look. First, it's the process of logging in. Log in. Enter your username and password and log in. When you log in, you will go directly to the user add-on page. You can see the cause of the failure from here, so please take a look. First, this is the cause of the failure. Now the username has been added, but you can't add a user as it is. The reason is that before you add a username, a space is automatically added. When I was trying to automate adding a user from Google Home to WordPress, a space was added for some reason. If a space is added before the username, you can't add it as a username. So you will definitely fail when you add a username to WordPress. Please take a look. If you try to save it, you will fail. It looks like this. If you try to save it, you will fail. I'll delete this. So what I did was, please take a look at this. This is the automation I actually made. This improves the work I just did. Please take a look at this. The username of the sample is added. The space is automatically added. So I added the work of deleting this. After adding a username in step 9, I added JavaScript on my own. What is this JavaScript? The space is automatically added before the username, but this space is automatically deleted. This is what I did with JavaScript. I'll give you the code for this script. If you use this script code, after entering the step username, please add this JavaScript. After adding this username, it will automatically process the space in JavaScript. This is how it works. If you do this, you should be able to do it without any problems. I'll actually try it. I'll press play steps. By adding this JavaScript, when you add the data of the Google Home spreadsheet to WordPress, the error will disappear. Let's take a look at the success case. First, I'll log in. I logged in. I added a user. Let's take a look at this. First, the username is added. This is the data of the Google spreadsheet. There is a space in JavaScript. The space is automatically deleted. The space is automatically processed like this. The email address, name, and phone number are automatically inserted, like this. In this state, by processing the user space in JavaScript, you should be able to add it without any problems. I don't know the reason why the space is added. I've tried a lot of things, but in the end, I'm going to use the method you know. I'm going to use the method you know to solve the problem in JavaScript. I'm going to report on this error or bug, or the problem where the space is added, to TaskMagic. It's a little difficult to convey, but I hope I can convey it while showing you the video. As you can see, the data of the Google spreadsheet is being added. I'm looping this work twice. So when this user is added, the automation should end. Finally, the phone number is automatically inserted. It was inserted. When it is inserted, a new user is added, and this automation ends. It's over. Let's take a look at the user list. It's been added properly. If you connect the Google form and the Google spreadsheet like this, if there is a Google form answer, it will be automatically added to the spreadsheet. You can add the spreadsheet data using the automation of TaskMagic. However, as a point of caution, if you try to automate it, the space will be added automatically, so I'm processing this with JavaScript. Please add this custom code after entering the username. Please try it. Thank you very much. Bye.